teaching you the daily energy routine created and developed by Donna Eden, which is now called the Eden Method. I have been teaching this to my clients in my office here for several years now, and I can actually energy test each one of those clients to determine if those exercises are helping their body and their energy system. And it's amazing what we discover. The more they work with the daily energy routine, the more balanced their bodies become. And then this magical thing happens where things that they were struggling to heal starts to heal in their body and in their life. So it's an excellent routine that I highly encourage you using, and it's pretty simple to do. It takes 5 minutes a day, and if you can do it twice a day, that's the ideal scenario. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do the shoulder crossover pull. We're going to place our hand up on our shoulder, and I'm actually digging into my shoulder because I want to really pull that energy off. And you're going to pull the energy across your breast line and off your hips. And we're going to do that several times. And the reason we're doing this is we want to create a crossover pattern. As we know, the left side of the brain controls the right side of the body, and the right side of the brain controls the left. And what happens when we're under stress is this pattern of crossover can stop. And when it stops, it makes it incredibly hard to think. It makes it incredibly hard to heal. But we need that crossover pattern. Next, we're going to tap on our cheeks. So we're tapping on our cheeks because this is one of the beginning points of the stomach meridian. The stomach meridian starts from our head, and it travels down and goes down to the second toe. When we are tapping this acupressure point, we are sending energy down towards our feet to the second toe, and we are helping our body plant to the ground. We're actually helping that grounding effect that everyone talks about now. This is vital to heal, and it is vital to having increased energy levels and to protect your immune system. Next, we're going to find the clavicle, and you'll find these two pointy boys, and we're going to just drop down right below it. And I want you to feel for a little divot on your body. And this space is called the K27 or the kidney 27 point. It is now the end point of the kidney meridian. And the reason this is so important is the kidney meridian, we're going to go ahead and thump it while I talk. The kidney meridian is so important in getting an increased level of energy through your whole body. Everything starts with the kidney and the bladder meridian in terms of the cycle of how the rhythms flow. And so if we can get the kidney meridian activated and flowing, it's going to have a greater capacity to fan that energy out. Imagine it like you're pumping one of those older wells where you're pumping that well to pull water up. In essence, that's what we're doing when we tap this point. Next, we're going to come to the center of our chest, and this is the thymus point. We are going to tap the thymus point. When we tap, there's actually the thymus gland is a big supporter of our immune system. So when we're tapping this access point, what we're doing is we are giving a boost to our immune system. The last of the 4 points is called the spleen tap. So you're going to find the end of your rib cage, or right about where that bra line is, and we are going to tap the side of our rib cage. Now, why is spleen important? Spleen metabolizes your food, it metabolizes your blood, it metabolizes every single experience that you are having in your life right now. What happens when we're under stress is we have another system called the triple warmer, and I'll talk about that in part 2. And what that system does is when it's under stress, it starts pulling energy from other places in the body. So this spleen meridian will actually get depleted. So we want to keep the spleen meridian nice and strong because in most cases it can go weak. And when it goes weak, you're more susceptible for illness and disease. So we've got to keep it strong. All right, so now we're going to do the cross crawl. Pretty simple. We all have heard studies about infants that if they start to crawl or if they start to walk before they crawl, it can affect things later in life. It can affect their learning, and it can affect so many other things. So we're going to do what we naturally do when we walk or run. Now, if you are somebody that's in a wheelchair or you're immobile for some reason, that's okay. I want you to adapt it for yourself. So if that means all you can do is this, then that's what you're going to do. If that means that maybe you don't have access to your hands or your legs, I want you to imagine it. But everybody else, I want you to get up and let's start doing the cross crawl, which is an excellent thing to play music with. All right. Next, I'm going to grab a chair, so bear with me 1 second, and we are going to sit down and do the Wayne Cook. So take a moment, find a chair, and come back to me. If you have to pause the video, pause the video. All right, everybody have their chair? I do. So let's go ahead and do the Wayne Cook posture. This was developed by Wayne Cook. He was actually a biomagnetic scientist. He studied a lot of different things, and it was named after him because what he determined and found was it helped people with dyslexia and stuttering. And what we've discovered is that it helps everybody calm their nervous system down, create greater focus, and have the greater ability to read and study. So if you've got grandkids or kids at home that are learning and struggling with this new e-learning that we're currently in, this is a great exercise to do before they start or to stop and do in the middle of it all. How it works is you're going to take your left ankle and put it on your right knee. Now I already grabbed my left ankle with my right hand, and now I'm going to reach around with my left hand. So I've created a cross. And we're going to take some nice deep breaths and stretch. I tend to like to close my eyes, so now we're going to go to the other side. So right ankle to the left knee. This is another one you can modify as well. Cross that arm over and create that stretch as you take some nice deep breaths. Notice I'm sounding calmer. Notice how you're feeling. Bring your 5 fingers together. You're going to make like a steeple, and you're going to put your thumbs right in the center of your eyes. There's actually bladder points there that govern the nervous system, and so this will help calm you down as well. So take some nice deep breaths here. And now fold your hands in, and we're going to push in and pull out. Well done. All right, next, I'm going to stand up again. You can continue to sit down. But here's what we're going to do next. We're going right into the crown pull. So you're going to place your fingers on your forehead. We're going to push in and pull apart. Periodically shake your hands off. Push in and pull apart. And push in and pull apart. And you're going to go all the way down the back of your head. And I'm even going to go into my neck area. And while you're back there, there is a point. If you find the bones, these 2 bones here, right where it ends up and it dips, although this is not part of the daily energy routine, it's a great point to rub because it'll increase the energy flow. That's called the power point. All right, so we did the crown pull. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we've got oxygen going in our head, we got our energy crossing over. We are going to do connecting heaven and earth. This is great, not only for creating space in your body and your life, it's going to help your joints. So if you've got any joint issues, you're going to modify this as you need and do this frequently. All right, so rub your hands together and shake it off. Place your hands on your legs and notice as you connect your feet to the ground. I want you to just ground in. If you don't know what grounding means, it simply means connecting to the earth. So if you have to imagine that your feet are barefoot in the grass, do it, because your energy will follow your imagination. Take a nice deep breath in as we bring our hands up and over our head and then drop them down into prayer. Take a deep breath, and now we're going to reach up, one hand down, make your hands nice and flat. Stretch as much as you can. Take a nice deep breath. Look up to the skies. And come back down to center. Now let's go the other direction. Hands nice and flat. One hand reaching up to heaven, one to the earth. Take a nice deep breath and hold it. And then come back to center. Now let's do that 2 more times, one more in each direction. Now we're going to fold over, all the way over. I'm going to move back so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to fold my body over. I'm going to let my body hang. And just so you can hear me, I'm tipping my head up, but I'm going to let my body hang. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in. And another deep breath in. And notice how you get longer and more able to touch your toes. Now we are going to weave our energy together with figure eights all the way up the body. And this is going to support our energy field. Notice how that feels. A lot of times when people have never done this before, that's one of the first things they start to notice. Is like, wow, that makes me feel good. And when we were little, we did a lot of that where we made figure eights and we did this kind of thing. You know, we were doing the same thing. We were creating this protection around our auric field. Now, the next thing I want you to do is we're going to rub our hands together and we are going to do the belt flow. I'm throwing this one in because I find that we're going to do something called a hookup. And what I find is that if we're going to hook up the upper part of our body, we have to hook up the lower part of our body. And the belt flow is excellent for digestion, so I like to teach it. So if you come back all the way, bring your hand all the way past the spine. So here's my spine, I'm going past. We are going to pull energy around right at that belt line. And then we're going to drag it down and off our feet. Then we're going to go the other direction. And we're going to drag it around and off our feet. That's going to help you ground. It's also going to help you with your digestive system if you've got any issues going on there. Next, we're going to do a zip up. We have this central line. It's a meridian system. It's called the central meridian. It's what we tap into for hypnosis. And so what we want to do is we want that nice and secure. So you're going to bring your hands to your pubic bone. You're going to drag your hands up, lock it, and throw away the keys. And let's do it again. We're going to drag your hand up, lock it, and throw away the keys. Let's do it one more time. That felt good. Now, when we trace up that energy field right here at the center line of your body, we're helping contain our microcosmic auric field. So the next thing we're going to do is you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put it in your belly button. And with your other hand, we are going to put it on our third eye. We're going to take some nice deep breaths in. That last exercise, the hookup, is an exercise that anytime you are getting on the phone or you're dealing with somebody that's stressful, you want to hook up to protect your energy field. It basically creates this microcosmic auric field around the front and the back of your body. It acts like a radiant circuit energy or the joy juice that helps light up everything else in your body. It's going to help center you and contain your energy. It'll help you under stressful situations of every magnitude. So hook up. You can do this laying in bed. You can do it anywhere and everywhere, so it's excellent. I think that's it. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to just go through them really quickly so you can see how fast you can